talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And it's a very big welcome to the new season of Talking Fishing. It is, well, it's COVID times again, unfortunately, and yeah, it's tough. I think we're in this same position last year. But anyway, the show must go on. First one back, and it's going to be a very, very big season as I welcome Adam Ring. Welcome, Ads.
Thank you, Dave. It's great to be out of the house.
You've been playing school teacher, homeschooling.
Yeah, I think
shops are shut.
By the time we get on COVID, on top of COVID, I should say, I think I'll be a qualified school teacher.
Yep.
That'll be exciting.
Kids doing Year 12 this year?
Yeah, definitely not. I'm struggling at a solid grade 1 level.
Oh, yeah. Dear, the times we're in. And it's a very big welcome. Niki Duckstein, welcome.
Dave, nice to be here. I'm on day release as well.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Thank you.
Gosh. Who would have thought? Who would have thought at the end of April, when we finished up the last season, that we'd be in lockdown, in curfew, not allowed to go 5Ks.
Yep.
Gee, the snapper are loving it.
Yeah, I know, for the second season in a row.
Yeah.
Must be plenty around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's, I mean, we laugh at South Australia having a closed season. We've just about had 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We've
exactly.
joined them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you go out and hit the snapper, Niki?
Occasionally, yeah, when it's on. Yeah. In November.
Yeah.
It's probably the best time to go, I reckon.
You're part of the, in fact, you're on the committee.
I am. I'm vice president.
You're vice
Thank you very
president
much.
now. Gee,
Yep.
that's changed when everyone abandoned it during COVID.
No,
that's a big
It's been a few years, so no.
Preston Northcote Angling Club, one of the oldest, if not the oldest angling club in Victoria, celebrating 100 years next year.
We are. So we're on 99, so we're hoping 100, is a better year for everyone. So,
What do the club members do? How do you get together?
At the minute, we're all on Zoom. So a lot of older members have had to learn how to get on Zoom, but it's been good.
Yeah.
Online discussion. We've had a few guest speakers, so at least we're doing something. Yeah.
You're doing all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, we have to. We've got to keep connected and
Gee, I hope we're not in the same situation next year for the big 100.
I hope not.
It's going to be a bit of a party, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we're trying to do a big party, but we'll see. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, it's tough on everybody, and I think, although I've got to say, a lot of social media today going, why are you bothering coming back? We can't go fishing. Well, the fact is, a lot of people can go fishing.
Yeah, that's right.
So the people of Geelong, the people of Queenscliff, they can all go fishing. The people that live anywhere past Tooradin, so Coronella, all those sort of places, Phillip Island, Inverloch, Wonthag, they can all go fishing. The rest of regional Victoria can go fishing, and I've got to say half the population of Mornington can go fishing. They're all getting down the ramp, taking their boat out for 2 hours. They're all getting down the pier, catching some nice calamari.
So the fishing's been quite good. It's definitely improving, because it looked like we're going to have to make up every catch of the week for the start of the season.
Well, do you know what? I'm going to guarantee you now, because we're going to go to catch of the week now, every fish was caught in the last week.
There we go.
Here you go. Folks, let's have a look at what's been caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano.
Now, 2 weeks ago marked the start of trout season. Woohoo!
Yeah, I know. It's normally an exciting time.
Yeah, and because last year was the same thing. We were in lockdown and you couldn't go up to the Goulburn. I think regional was out by then last year, so they could go to the Goulburn, but you couldn't get to the stonkers. So what did the VFA do? They brought the stonkers to the suburbs. You're going to see a few of those. But
I've been fishing the pristine waters of Casey Fields.
You have? Have you caught a stonker yet?
No.
All right, let's have a look at the first one. Sylvia Francis. Have a look at this. I've got a feeling she was approaching her 80th birthday.
Double stonker.
I think. God, I haven't got my notes with me. Double stonker on the Goulburn River. How good's that?
That's unreal.
Oh, that's a great photo too.
Yeah.
Is that someone's relative or not?
I think so.
Okay, all right. I won't say that in case it's not. Keep going.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't want to give it away. Peter Garner, have a look at this. Another stonker trout in the Goulburn River.
Goulburn getting it done.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Must be people from regional, these people. Lucky things. The families are out too. How good's this? Dean, Vera and Archer. 14 pound on the fly. Thank you very much.
You can't do much better than fly with a stonker trout. That's
a lot of jealous.
Yeah,
looking at that.
But good on them for getting out and getting it done.
Yeah, and I reckon that would have turned into a really nice recipe that we might see on here at some stage.
Yeah. I don't remember the stonkers being. Were they that big last year? 14
Not
pound.
14 pound.
Like, that's a big fish.
That's a huge trout.
That's New Zealand.
Yep.
I know it was brought up in a hatchery, but
Still
fattened
counts.
up and everything. But yeah,
Still counts.
Anyway, there you go. All right, let's. Oh, now here we go. The chef of Talking Fishing. Have a look at this. Cara Cummings. She got out with the stonker trout. Have a look at that. I reckon that fish ate about 8 of her recipes in the one morning. Have a look at the size of it. As I said, the VFA brought the stonkers to the suburbs.
Yep.
Berwick Springs is one of those lucky suburbs, and a lot of people getting down there at the moment. Have a look at this. Tyler Methers, 4.7 kilo. Look at the colours in that.
Yeah, that's a great
beautiful
fish, isn't it?
Yeah. Lucky. We're going to talk about lucky anglers, but you must be unlucky, Ads, if you haven't got one. Because let's rattle off what's been happening at Casey Fields in Kramer. What a magnificent little bit of water. Chantel, first of the big stonkers out of Casey Fields that we've seen.
Oh, I might have to get a lesson.
Yeah, that's a nice fish.
That's a cracking fish.
Even the kids are getting them. Look at Cade. Cade, another stonker fish.
It's from Casey Fields as well.
Casey Fields.
Yeah, that's Casey Fields as well.
I must be going to the wrong Casey Fields.
I've seen a few at Casey Fields, actually.
We'll keep Cade's photo up there, Ads. And Niki, one thing Cade doesn't have a problem with that you and I have is he doesn't need to go to a bar.
Yeah, he doesn't need a haircut.
We do.
Well, dog grooming's back, so we could always sign out.
Dog grooming is back today. I heard that on the news. Ads?
Hey, I'll book in. I just need a haircut.
I think they come to you as well. So I wouldn't mind doing it. My number 4 is really, like, I'm going to get a perm soon.
Yeah, I know.
It's doing all right. So anyway, all right, back to Casey Fields. Stephen Deggering. Let's have a look at Stephen. Oh, that's a big fish, Stephen. Well done.
Massive.
That is fantastic. Casey Fields, he got some stonkers, I tell you.
The place to go at it.
Yeah, we're going to go through the lakes later on too.
I can't catch one. They've all been caught.
There was more than 4 put in, I can tell you. They've really. We'll get the list coming up in Fisheries News. So let's have a look at the saltwater, because there's been some good saltwater captures as well. The big calamari are in at Hastings, in fact right through Western Port already. I know this isn't a stonker, but it's certainly a good specimen. Have a look at this. Greg Smith with a calamari off Hastings.
They must be thick if Greg can catch them.
Yeah. Now Greg's 8'7", so that's a pretty big calamari anyway. Marilyn Stewart wrote to us. She lives within 5 k's of Mordialloc Creek and got out through there, and a lovely 6 kilos. So, I mean, the screens at home should be riddled with these, shouldn't they, this time of year?
Yeah.
Anyway, it is what it is. And it's also that time of year, the barrels are on. And no one
You're
can
about
get
to
down
break
there.
some hearts now, Dave.
Well, the crew off Bald Eagle, 121 kilo, caught during the week.
That's a big fish.
Down at Apollo Bay. Good old Sally from the bakery.
Churning out a few
Well, she just goes down, churn out the scallop pies, but she churns out the photos on barrels every time they're landed now too, so keeps an eye out. Good reporter for the show. So, if you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pic to info@ifish.com.au. Go Pies!
Yeah, I wanna go fishing.
Can I also say, I mean, the thing is, the 5 kilometre rule is killing everyone because you can't get to the water. The 2 hours is bad as well. I have written to Daniel Andrews, and I wrote to him last Thursday. And I said, that I think, I can't imagine the health advice that would stop you from, when you get on a boat, not having a time limit. I can't imagine the health advice that would say, once you're on a boat, you can't go any distance you like.
Yeah.
Now you want people not going out for 24 hours or whatever. So, I wrote to him and I wrote a number of suggestions. One is open it up to 25 kilometres, because I don't think 10 kilometres is much different than 25. I know you'll say 15 kilometres, but I don't think it's that much. But once you get to the boat ramp, no limit on where you can go, or the time limit, other than be back at the boat ramp at dusk. I think that's fair. So, but I mean, people must be crying out to you, Niki, and ads.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've got nowhere to go essentially. The local lake, you can't fish in it; it's banned, and the other one's full of carp. Yeah. So we're definitely feeling it in the suburbs where there isn't stock, stock trout.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, and I mean the shops aren't open or anything either, ads,
No,
and it's very, very tough.
It's just tough to do anything.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, fisheries news, including a very informative Zoom meeting you can all get on from home. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing.
Every day's a chance to drift away. Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See it down and tackle world today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
Just before we start fisheries news, there's absolutely no reason why I should say this, but we're not streaming on Facebook. They can't tell anyway. But anyway, if
in case you're wondering,
if you can phone a friend, we're not streaming on. Apparently, the guy left during our off season, and there's no one else to do it. So anyway, no, it's all good. It's all good. All right, let's kick it off. This is really interesting. If you're bored this Saturday, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, if you're bored this Saturday, the BEAUMARIS Motor Yacht Squadron have engaged 2 special guest speakers, and we'll show you all the details on the screen now, for a fossil presentation around BEAUMARIS. And apparently there's like fossils in the cliffs of BEAUMARIS that are hundreds of thousands of years old, if not millions of years old. All the details are on the screen. It's this Saturday at 1 p.m. till 2 p.m. Now, you can't click on your TV right now, even though it says click there. Go on to BMYS, BEAUMARIS Motor Yacht Squadron, bmys.com.au. Follow the events, follow the document that shows you about this event, and in there is the Zoom link, and you'll be able to get on, because I'm going to get on on Saturday.
That's interesting stuff.
Yeah, 1 year. One hour of fossil presentations by a couple of really, really good scientists there too. So not just for kids. I'm getting it on there, and I reckon plenty of adults will too. So it's a pretty good event, that one. Stonkers. Stonkers is the next one. Now, Niki, you got the list.
I've got the
Tell us,
official list.
where have the stonkers been put?
Well, there's been a lot of them, extra ones put in by the looks of it, because the list has been added. So we've got Albert Park Lake, you've got 150 being added there.
Wow.
Berwick Springs that we saw on Catch of the Week.
Yep.
40, Casey Fields, 40.
They've all been caught.
Well, none for Adam, but Caulfield Racecourse Lake, we got 50, Don Lake 30, Emerald Lake 30, Ferntree Gully Quarry, which is a beautiful little lake, 60, Garfield Lake only 10, Kararuk.
It's more like a puddle.
Is that how we say it?
Karkaruk.
Karkaruk. We've got 150 there.
That's loads.
Yeah, heaps there. Lilliput Lane Reserve, there's 10.
It's another puddle.
Yeah, sounds like it. Lilydale Lake, your local, 120.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Plenty of people
Navan
fishing
Park
there.
Lake, 30.
Yeah.
Pakenham Lake, 70. Roeville Lakes, 30. Roxburgh Park Lakes, 30. Sparvan Lake in Sunbury, 30. And Yarrambat, my closest one, 120.
120.
Yeah,
That's a lot
so
of
there's plenty to catch. Adam, they're there waiting for you.
What's your local?
They're
About
all gone.
6.3 kilometres?
Yeah, no joke. I reckon Yarrambat's about 6.
Oh, no.
So I'm spewing, but it's all right. I'm glad people can go and catch them at least.
Yeah. I did go for a walk around Lilydale Lake the other day, and it was just great to see so many anglers out.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, some of them, that was their life. You know, they were just sitting there, and that's what they were living for, is having a fish. So
really nice weather.
Yeah.
It's quite mild some of those days, bordering on warm.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, next one. The headline is Grants Program puts popular fishing spot up in lights. Fishers in Geelong will benefit from a new grants program funded by fishing licence fees. The grant will fund the installation of 4 solar-powered lights along the wall to increase safety in the area and allow fishers to enjoy the water before dawn or stay after dark if the fish are biting. The new lights will be installed along the south end of the rock wall and will be constructed from durable galvanised steel to prevent corrosion. 2 similar lights previously have been installed along the north end of the wall and have been well received by fishers. The rock wall at St Helens, which is what we're talking about, is a much loved destination for land-based fishers around Corio Bay and is within casting distance of the new Mervs Reef. You might recall last year we were talking about that artificial reef. So reef's all in, well stocked. It's, you know, the fish are loving it. Now there's going to be lights there. Mervs Reef is a series of rocky reef modules installed by the Labor government in 2020 and seeded with native oysters to boost habitat for key recreational species such as snapper, whiting, flathead and calamari. So great little project, that one, getting some lights. And I'll tell you what, this is good news. This is really good news. You know, we often talk about what's the snapper season's going to be like in the next 5 years or 10 years. Yeah. What's the whiting season's going to be, because we've always got that. We never talk about this, but the scientists, they've been counting away the little sand flathead.
Oh, yeah,
right? The headline is best bay spawning in 24 years for sand whiting.
Sand flathead even.
Oh, sand flathead, sorry, I meant sand flathead. Recent surveys of Port Phillip Bay by fisheries scientists has recorded the best sand flathead spawning in 24 years. Victorian Fisheries Authority CEO Travis Dowling said sand flathead are a popular bread and butter species because they are easy to catch and delicious on the table. I reckon he's got personal experience in that because it's about all he can catch in Port Phillip Bay. He's been out so many times on the snapper and can't. Yeah, he gets sand flathead. The VFA monitors annual spawning success for several fish species because it has a major influence on the performance of our marine fisheries. Surveys in Port Phillip predominantly target snapper and King George whiting, however they also provide an indicator for sand flathead. The spawning success was high in Port Phillip during the 1990s, resulting in a booming fishery up until the mid-2000s. And then something went wrong and everyone said, oh, where's the flathead? They're gone, you know. Low spawning success from 1997-98 onwards saw a decrease in sand flathead abundance. On the back of a moderately successful spawning event in 2013, sand flathead stocks have begun to rebuild, and this should continue for the foreseeable future thanks to the strong 2021 year class. How good's that?
That's great. Yeah, I know the flows in the Yarra have a lot to do with how they go, so maybe that's improved or something.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's we've had a bit of rain.
We have.
We saw, I wish I could have got some footage for tonight's show. I didn't, but we saw Lake Tyres down in Gippsland open for the second time this year.
I saw you put the footage up. That's amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah. And I don't think it had been open for what, 10 years plus or something.
Yeah,
a long time.
We were talking to Brett Geddes. We did a little show on 3MP, Nikki, and Brett was saying Lake Bunga. So you go out of Lake's entrance on your way to Lake Tyres. There's a little lake before you get there. First time open in 20 years.
Wow.
You know, so
man, they must have had some rain.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot.
Where did I put that up? On Talking Fishing's page?
Yeah, on the Facebook.
Okay.
But we don't have the Facebook.
Talking to me like I know how to do that, but anyway.
No, you shared it. You shared the video footage of it.
Yeah, okay. Yep. But
it's impressive.
But if you look at that footage, I mean, it's like a million litres going whoosh out to sea, and it's just carving these walls through the sand. Like pretty amazing footage.
Yeah, it'll be great for the system.
Yeah. Does
that mean Tyres will get like a crazy good prawn season again?
Well, I think only if the entrance is open long enough that that the water flows in and out for a while. Yeah. So it needs to be tidal for a while. Because then the prawns will go in and spawn, I guess, or something like that. So yeah. Whereas I think the last time it opened, like earlier in the year, it was for about 3 hours. You know, like not much time for prawns to get in. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but you're right, Nikki. So I mean, the Yarra. There was photos during the week of people canoeing and all that, and it's that seal. There's a seal up the Yarra. Did you see that?
No, I have not seen
There's a seal up the Yarra, and it was like in a mud bath. It was just like everything's brown. So we certainly have had all that rain, and it's probably doing all those fisheries really, really good. Something I want to talk about too, and you've probably seen this on the news as well, or on the socials and stuff like that. The corner inlet netters were the ones to actually alert us to this. Is that the Commonwealth trawl fishery has been targeting breeding whiting, big congregations of big breeding whiting off Wilson's Prom, and they've taken like 7, 8 tonnes in a couple of weeks of big breeding whiting. Now, people say there's no science to say they're the breeders. They might be just a school of fish. Well, I tell you what, they weren't congregating to watch the Olympics a couple of weeks ago. They were congregating to do what they do best, and that's breed.
Breed, yeah.
And then the Commonwealth trawlers targeted them and took 7 to 8 tonnes in just a couple of weeks, and that is a real worry. And I'm told that, and VR fish are fighting the fight for us, and they're getting absolutely nowhere. That's
disappointing on so many levels, because where did you say that was? Lakes Entrance?
No, Wilson's Bronc.
Yeah. Because
it's a Commonwealth managed fishery. It's not Victoria.
Yeah, but since when was there a spawning ground there?
Well, yeah, I know. Well, obviously someone's come across it.
Yeah, and
when they get their box of whiting, they realise they're all 50 plus centimetres, and then they just keep filling box after box, and next minute they've got 7 or 8 tonne.
So do we know where the roadblock is? Why they're getting nowhere? Just because it is what it is?
Get on to vrfish.com.au, because I know they've put some magazine articles out today, and you can get on there, have your say page, and actually make some comments. I know Benny Scullen, who's now running VR Fish, will now he wants people's feedback, because he's met with the Commonwealth and absolutely got nowhere. I think their answer was, well, if they get 15 tonne, in the next couple of years, we might look at doing something about it. But that's too late. Then.
Yeah, it's too late.
It's too late. There's there's a congregation. I mean, they've been taking 100 kilos here, 100 kilos there for previous years. No, previous years. Then there's this 7 tonne. And the other thing is the Commonwealth fishery, right? So they're out in Commonwealth waters. They've got a 0 take in Tasmania of King George whiting. They've got a 0 take of King George whiting in South Australia. You know how much they've got in Victoria?
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Massive loophole, really.
Just a little loophole, Niki. Like it's not good. It's not good for anyone. So, alrighty. Coming up next, product of the week, and Cara heads into the kitchen to cook up a treat next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Product of the week, brought to you by Tackle World.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome back to Talking Fishing, and we're going to launch straight into Product of the Week with something that may appeal to a lot of people that can get out fishing in their 5 kilometres at the moment, and that is the new Cephia range of squid reels. Now, Cephia is a brand that's been around the worldwide market for a long time and has finally, and I know, Dave, you had a bit to say about this when we went to Japan all those years ago. Cephia is finally in Australia. We've seen squid jigs for a little while, but now we have the reels to really accompany those squid jigs and give us the best chance at getting our squid jigs into place where they can get a few calamari in our case. Now, there's two, well, they're very similar models. They're both a 3000 size, and I've got the more traditional style looking one there with the single handle. Now, what makes these unique to most other reels on the market is the extremely shallow spool. Everything about Cephia is about getting distance on your cast. We need to remember, over in Japan specifically, and more for that Asian market, a lot of their calamari and squid fishing is land-based.
Yep.
So everything is about distance. That's why we see the long Cephia rods. Now we've got shallow spooled long cast reels. They really don't want backing on these. The more backing you have, with the diameter difference between the two lines, braid can actually catch on the backing underneath, and can, once you get down to those, you lose a bit of line through wind knots and bits and pieces, it can start affecting distance on the cast. So just a little bit of tape and go braid straight onto the spools with these. But Niki, I want you to have a look at this one for me. This one's very unique.
Double handle.
Double handle.
So give that a spin, and you'll notice straight away how insanely balanced that is. So with a general fishing spin reel that we're used to, like the other one that we just looked at with a single handle, you can give that a spin and you notice a lot of wobble in the reel seat. We actually use the rod to maintain that stability. With this, the reel does it for you as well.
Yeah.
The double handle, for those squid fishers who really like to work the squid jigs, really are quite aggressive with the rod, there is some method to the madness there. It's about getting timing between the wind and the action with the rod. Having a double handle allows you to find one of those handle knobs quickly and efficiently so that you're taking up line quickly. And you're also maintaining stability so you're in ultimate control all the time. It is a bit funky, and we're still getting there in Australia in regards to double-handled fishing reels. We only see them these days on squid-specific reels, and even then they're not really common. If you haven't seen one and you haven't had a wind of one, jump into your local and have a look, because they're something else. And they do make a difference. It's not a gimmick. It's there for a purpose with stability in mind, more based around working the squid jig and getting the most out of the squid jig itself. So you pair that with the long cast shallow spool and you've got the ultimate squid reel. They are universal. They don't hold that much line, but if you're doing any trout fishing or bream fishing, you could use them as well. Yeah. They pull 9 kilos of drag.
Whoa.
Really?
If you need 9 kilos of drag for a squid, I want you to take me to your squid spot.
They're big calamari.
Hey, there's some big calamari around.
That's right. That's right. And they are a true mid-range squid reel, so they are brilliant value for money. They're not insanely expensive. They're not cheap, don't get me wrong, but they're not insanely expensive. And for those squid enthusiasts, especially those that fish off the rocks or off the piers, have a look. I think they're well worth it. Definitely, like I said, drop into your local and have a look at the double handle, because it's very unique, it's very different, and I think you'll be a little bit surprised on how stable the reel is as you give it a turn.
It's a nice unit. I like it.
And they're a beautiful looking reel. They match the Cephia BB rods perfectly.
I got my Cephia reel when we were in Japan.
Yeah.
I think that's 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It's as good as brand new as it is today as it was 7 years ago.
Well, do me a favour, Dave. Next time we're live on air, if you can get a hold of that reel, I know it lives on a boat. If you remember, bring it in, because that Cephia reel is actually up-spec'd compared to these. Yours would be very similar to, I guess, what we look at as a Vanford these days. Beautiful fishing reel.
Oh, yeah, absolutely the best. Absolutely the best. There you go.
There you go. Cephia BB
like
reels.
That. Match it with a rod,
They're on the
match
market.
with a squid jig.
Yep.
You've done well. All right, we're going to head straight to the kitchen. We're going to run out of time. Cara is cooking up a treat this week. Have a look at this.
Well, it's great to be back in the kitchen, and I have got some brilliant recipes ready to go for this season. So we're going to kick off today's cook with this lovely albacore tuna, also known as chicken of the sea. We're going to feature this in the ultimate steak sandwich. So to achieve this, I'm going to show you how to make a really simple yet tasty rub for the tuna. We're going to use celery and red capsicum to make a real tasty salad. We're going to make our own dressing to go with it and serve our tuna steaks in some brioche buns. So I've removed the skin from the tuna and we're going to cut it into roughly 2 centimetre steaks. So I'll get 4 out of this piece here. Straight down the centre, and then we'll go into half again. For the rub, we're going to mix together 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm going to add to this half a teaspoon of salt. I have half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I wouldn't go any more than this unless you'd like it very hot. A teaspoon of dried thyme and a decent teaspoon of sweet paprika. You could use smoked, but I think the sweetness is what we're going to need to bring out the flavours in the tuna. Stir this together, and then we're literally going to rub this over our tuna. Drizzle a little olive oil over the steaks, and this is going to help our rub to stick. Give that a little massage with your fingers, and then we're going to sprinkle over our rub mix, coat that well, flip over the other side, a little oil, and on with the rub. Now, even though this salad is super simple, it's going to pack that punch that we need that's going to complement our tuna. So the sweetness coming from our capsicum and the tartness from the celery is really going to bind well, especially when we make our dressing. So what we've done is I've julienned our celery and cut them into good sizes that are going to fit inside the burgers. We want the salad to really hold together. So we're just going to thinly cut our capsicum as well. And again, I'll probably cut these in half. And that forms the main component of our salad. For the dressing, mayonnaise, some Dijon mustard, chives chopped up, and I've also chopped up some capers. We will give that a really good mix through, and then we're going to stir this through our salad, and that is going to be sensational. Onto a hot pan with our tuna steaks, and they'll probably take 2 minutes to cook each side. I've toasted the brioche buns, so we'll put a smudge of mayo, beautiful fresh cos lettuce leaf, on with our gorgeous steak there, and a very generous serve of our salad. The smell from the rub on that tuna is divine. A couple little capers there, and here we have the ultimate steak sandwich in the form of tuna.
Tell me you're not licking your lips.
Yes, please.
Hey, I'm starved.
How good's that?
I mean, if you were having people around, you'd just do that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, for something different. Make it easy.
Yeah. Yum. Well, got to go to a break. They're yelling at us. Coming up, Kramer's mailbag and plenty more to come on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worsling's Tackle World Cranbourne. Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start. I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat. Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Got a few to get through.
That's surprising.
A couple of real ones you can't even read. But anyway, we'll give them a go. I might give some to Niki to read.
The hard ones.
Yeah, the hard ones. Yeah. All right, let's kick it off. Dear Mr. Kramer. There you go.
Oh, it must be serious.
I'm not a school teacher. I'm writing to you as I'm very concerned with the state of the Werribee ramp parking. The visibility of the parking and ramp at night is extremely poor and dangerous. There needs to be more lights in the parking to ensure the safety of visitors of the Werribee ramp. Additionally, there is a safety hazard on the middle pontoon. I have attached an image of the area in which there is no safety barrier preventing individuals from falling in. I personally witnessed someone falling into the drop, or the drink, whatever you want to write, and had people not gone to his aid, he may not have been with us today. The incident occurred at night and the man was distracted when walking backwards towards the parking from the end of the pontoon. Could you please bring this to the attention of the Werribee Council and all those who visit the ramp? I hope he's actually notified the council himself. He's not relying on us.
We've got a pick.
Oh yeah, we've got a pick. Let's have a pick. So,
there's a big gap, is it?
Or is there a barrier in the way?
Well, no, the barrier's on this end, right? But see that little bit in the middle?
Yep.
It looks like there's no barrier on the inside.
It hasn't been removed, it's just missing.
It's missing.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. The back edge does not have a railing. Isn't it good how you can draw on your phones on your pictures these days, eh?
Helps us find it, that's for sure.
I'll tell you what,
So
what do they do
why
with...
does that not connect to the...
I'm
well, it
assuming
must
that
be
other
two pontoons
have
down
it.
to one or something.
Because there's
I don't
six,
know.
I think it's 6 ramps.
Do you know, Better Boat in Victoria did the new pontoons at Morty Alley.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't put any handrails in, and people are complaining about that. But
floating pontoons don't have handrails.
No, because if you and particularly Morty Alex for small boats, you don't drive on, drive off. You have a rope, and you don't want to be passing through every bar, do you, of the handrail? You know, or over the top or whatever. You know, they just don't have handrails normally on floating pontoons. But anyway, I don't know about that one.
I'm all for safety first.
You are?
I am, but at some point you got to. You know.
Yeah, but I think it sounds reasonable what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So why not?
Should write to Werribee Council, I reckon. Anyway, let's go. Steve writes in, "Hi fellas, love the show. Could I ask one tiny favour of you?" The subject is OCD.
Great subject.
Could you please grab hold of the dartboard on the wall and give it a clockwise turn by about an inch?
The 20's not at the top.
Now, he actually wrote this.
I'm pretty sure 20's meant to be at the top. Is that right?
Oh, it is.
I didn't know that.
Not that I play
when
darts.
I see the board, my OCD goes into overdrive. Tight lines from Steve-O.
Yeah, I get it.
The 20 is meant to be at the top.
Good pickup.
We're all looking at the dartboard.
Don't look too closely at the set. There might be something else crooked.
Well, we fix it. No, there's lots of things wrong with the set,
I reckon we turn it another inch,
the other way. Nikki. All right, thanks, Steve. We'll try and get that fixed by the set department.
What else we got?
All right, this one here. Noel writes in, "Hi guys, this is an interesting debate. Do you think it is about time that we pressured the state government to change the laws relating to the use of cast nets for catching live bait? In many other states, it is legal to use a cast net." From Noel. Good.
Interesting.
Why wouldn't you be able to?
No, I actually don't know if I'm against it.
I have up and down, and it was hard.
You need
to
about
do.
a 4-hour lesson before you actually throw the first one. There's an art to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know if I'm against that. It seems quite reasonable. I'm trying to think of why we wouldn't have them here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you get small mullet in the shallows and of all beaches, I guess, and why wouldn't you? It's not like you're going to wipe the mullet population out, because I'd say about 3% of the population would actually be able to work out how to throw a cast net. So that's the barrier.
That's an interesting one.
Can we put that in the Travis Dowling poll?
Yeah, because I'd love to know why we don't have cast nets first, so I can base my opinion on some more
Have
fact.
we ever had cast nets? I don't.
Yeah, did they get banned at some point for a reason?
Yeah, good one. Anyway, there you go.
I might be able to catch a stonker.
Your only hope, Adam.
It might have cast it about 80 metres wide.
Casey Fields isn't big.
I was going to say, it's not too big.
I'll tell you what. Borrow one off the corner in that netters. That'd help you out. All right, this one here, this came in the mail. Here you go. Yeah, handwritten from Des. "Dear David, I found this old Snobs Creek fish hatchery booklet during a clean-up and thought it might have been of interest to the current people at the hatchery now. It is from the 60s and 70s. As you are on the board of this, I thought you could pass it on. Would you believe there is a Snobs Creek board meeting tomorrow? And I will pass that on. Not that we're actually going there. It's all on Zoom these days, but a bit like your club, Nikki. But there you go. It's a book on Snobs Creek from... Oh, look there. Oh, look. I don't know if I can show that on whether the cameras will pick up on that. But that is a picture.
Their plane with
the Spitfire plane. They loaded it with trout, and then they just bombs away in Lake Eildon. And that's how they used to...
That's right. They do it in the US still.
Do they?
Yeah. They drop it from planes.
In places where you can't get to.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yep. It's a Spitfire.
I wonder how they would go. Hey, an old stonker.
Well, yeah, I don't know. They'd have a headache, wouldn't they? If you dropped the
survive?
fish from I don't know. They probably didn't care back then. Oh yeah, since 1959 they started it. There you go. Aeroplane liberation of fish. So thanks for that. And this one came in the mail.
Is this?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you better. This came in the mail. It's actually written. It's actually written on a ripped envelope.
They obviously had an envelope too because they sent it to you.
I know. Do you want to have a go?
No, thanks. I know
it's beautiful
Heathmont
handwriting.
Angling Club, I think it was.
Yeah.
Something about a bag of ice. What else did we pick up?
Who's it from?
Must be a doctor.
It's a bit like your nana's writing ads.
Looks exactly like my nana's writing.
Do you see your nana?
Yeah, I do. Oh, I haven't because of COVID. But.
Yeah. When you're allowed, Do you reckon you could take that round there and see if she could read it?
Yeah, see if she can
She'd probably
translate.
go, oh, I know what this is. How come you don't understand this?
Yeah, she goes,
It's a bit like when the English TV shows are on at our home. I say, why haven't they got subtitles? Because I can't understand those real strong English accents. But your
There you
nana
go.
could probably read that.
We're so used to text at the minute.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, there's no emojis used.
No, there's no emojis in that one.
It's beautiful handwriting, but I'm sorry. Is it?
I can see a bag of ice, a plate of...
I think I saw oyster further
Yeah.
down.
Something oyster. So you reckon it's a recipe or something?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. Well,
It is a recipe.
Is it?
Yep. Recipes for oysters.
Might have to give that one to Cara, guys.
and we've only got 20 minutes left, Ads. No, there you go. All right, if you'd like to ride into Kramer's mailbag, this is what you do.
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
There you go. I tell you what, there is actually quite a collection of mailbag. I just couldn't bring them all in, but it's good that people write to us during the off season. They write to us about our repeats, and all that sort of stuff. So, but we are back. This is the new season, 2021. So we are back. Albeit a little bit temporary because Channel 31's got to make a new studio in the next 2 weeks. So, but we'll still be on brand new shows. Don't you worry about that. Nikki, back on your club.
Yes.
So, youngest member.
Actually,
Don't
probably...
say you.
No. We've got a lot of young members, a couple
Really?
third generations. I think there's one fourth generation. So I think,
Really?
Yeah, so there's some younger juniors coming through.
Yep.
So we're trying to do a bit of a junior championship and keep them interested, I guess.
Yeah. Do they do like clinics on how to use Zoom for the older members?
I'll tell you what, they might need to, but no, we're going all right.
All right.
So.
Now, what about you? Because I've been chatting with your president about
Richard,
helping get the 100-year-old 100th birthday
We've
going.
asked you to be the MC if you kindly agree.
I'm still around.
The ceremony.
The oldest member.
I don't know their age, but they'd probably be in their 90s.
Really?
Yeah, we've got a fair range, but it's good.
Good spread. How good's that?
Good, range of experience, range of age.
Do you reckon we could get one of your elders, if you like, as a nice word, to come on the show one day and tell us what, when you say there's someone from 90, they've been in the club 60 years or something like that, or whatever.
Multiple members have been 50 years.
Do you reckon you could sort of get someone to come on the show? I want to hear what fishing clubs are like, how they've evolved.
Yeah, well, it's been a big change, I guess, in the 50 years. I mean, they didn't even have women in the club till I don't know what era it was, but yeah.
No, they weren't allowed in as MCC members, Melbourne Cricket Club.
No, that's right.
Members up until recently. So anyway, there you go. Got to go to a break. Coming up next, the all-important hotspots, and I'm sorry.
If Casey Fields is on there, I'm going home.
If some people can fish, we're going to give out the hotspots for those people. See you soon on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
The BEAUMARIS Motor Yacht Squadron is a trailer boat and social club on Port Phillip Bay. The club has a great range of facilities, including multiple boat ramps, ample car and trailer parking, boat wash and fish cleaning, fishing competitions and boat safety lectures, boating activities and club events, a restaurant and 2 bars. Easy launch and retrieval makes for a relaxing time on the water for you, your family and friends to enjoy. And boating memberships are now available. The BEAUMARIS Motor Yacht Squadron, the best trailer boat experience on the bay.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for, Fishing Hotspots, brought to you by the BEAUMARIS Motor Yacht Squadron, Melbourne's premier trailer boat club.
Alrighty, last segment, hotspots, the all-important hotspots. A lot of social media, like I said earlier on, people saying, why bother coming back onto TV because you can't go fishing? Well, I can't have a haircut and I'm still here as well. So,
Clearly I can't have a haircut either.
No, I'm going to go see Rocco in Lilydale when he comes back. I tell you what, I reckon his number 4 shears would be almost rusted over. But anyway, so a lot of people can go fishing, particularly those that are in the regions.
Yep.
So if you live in Geelong, Queenscliff, Point Lonsdale, if you live any further down than Tooradin, you know, all those areas like Coronella and Silver Leaves. I'll tell you what, I reckon that'll come up in the hotspots. So
yeah, it will be shortly.
Yeah. All right, let's kick it off. number one, Queenscliff, the big calamari are in. I know there's only been a few days, but the big calamari are in.
Oh, excellent.
And even if you haven't seen, they have the perfect ground for those big calamari, and you can see all the little egg sacs.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to even go and have a look at it.
Yeah.
And take a couple of size 3.5 to 4 squid
Big jigs.
down there too.
Use the bigger jigs, I reckon.
Yeah,
to target them.
and next couple of days are absolutely beautiful too.
Yeah.
So it's time to go and do it. And no football this weekend either. So
that's right, week off.
There's a break between the doggies and the demons. I'm going to ask you about the footy tips later on. Blair Gowrie Pier's the next one. Have a look at this. I wouldn't say the big calamari at Blair Gowrie Pier, but there is a lot of calamari at Blair Gowrie Pier right now.
And the best thing about Blair Gowrie Pier and calamari, they're easy to find. Just look for the black splotches on the pier and the walk.
Yeah.
It's a nice long pier too.
Yeah.
Lots of access.
Lots of land base this week, trying to keep people, within places they can go. I know it's not a huge population, although some people might be at their holiday house. Flinders Pier is another one. Absolute stonkers down there at the moment. I've seen a couple of photos during the week, and they're just absolute stonkers.
Yep. Take your 10 to 12 foot surf rod with a float and a silver whiting under that. That's how you're going to get a big one down there.
Good tips. Oh, look at this. Silver leaf snapper.
It started.
If you live down Phillip Island, down that eastern side of Western Port, and you are free, you're allowed to go, and you're out of lockdown, get to Silver Leaves. That's where the snapper are at the moment.
Notorious early season spot.
It'd be remiss if we didn't have a location for stonkers. Just plain old Thornton. It's easy. Get to Thornton. That's I didn't have the numbers with me today, but lots and lots of fish put into the Goulburn River, virtually
Thornton
from
Bridge is normally a hot spot.
Yeah, so. But basically, I think from Alexandra through to Eildon has all been stocked with big stonkers. So, and not a lot of people fishing for them. Cara Cummings and her family, the only ones we know about. But anyway, and the other place, I've got to tell you, the other place that's absolutely on fire. If you'd have asked 2 years ago about bream fishing in the Gippsland Lakes, you would have said it's just in the worst it's been for 30 years. Brett Geddes says to us, if you want bream, just add water.
Yeah,
They have had that much rain, big bream everywhere. He tells about it every week on the radio, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's right. And the good thing with the big rains, you know where to find them.
Yep.
Down the entrance to it. All of those systems, the bream will be schooled up down there, chasing that perfect water.
Yeah.
And as soon as that starts to clear, then they'll start moving up to start their spawn run.
Yeah.
So beautiful time of year for it.
How good's that for the Gippy Lakes? There you go. There's the hot spots. If you can get to Gippy Lakes, get to it. I was about to say something about bream. Nah, can't remember it.
I can't wait to get to Gippsland. The
Yeah.
first thing I'm going to do out of lockdown is ring Brett Geddes, so I'm coming up.
Yeah. No, I had something on the tip of my tongue then. I wasn't. Anyway, whatever it was, it was. All right, let's talk about stonkers. Nikki, techniques for stonkers.
Well, look, I've been watching on Facebook. It looks like pink Tassies, your classic. They're the ones to go to. Yep. But someone else caught one on a pink paddle towel, so give the soft plastics a bit of a go. And of course, power bait. Being stock trout, they love the power bait. So that would be my 3 picks. Yep. Adam, take note.
Yeah.
Text them to me, can you?
Well, I guess that's the technique you'd use in Eildon Pondage, like the Tassies and so forth. So why not? Because, I mean, they're hatchery reared, but they're same as Eildon Pondage. You get them on that. So Mitch Chapman, good friend of yours, Adam.
Yes.
He's been catching a few. What's he been doing? You allowed to give that away?
Spinners. Spinners.
Yeah.
The one thing I would be trying, because we are still getting those downpours of rain and it's also quite dewy in the mornings, I think a live scrubworm has got it, and unweighted. Don't worry about a float, no, just unweighted live scrubworm, especially because everything's so damp. A lot of those worms are very high up in the dirt, a little bit of runoff. It doesn't take much for them to end up in there, especially a lot of those local sort of lakes as well, with a lot of clearing around them. I reckon a scrubworm's going to take a few.
There you go.
Yeah. But pink plastics, you're spot on there.
Just a reminder, Adam and I do a 3MP fishing show on Saturday morning, 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock.
Yep, it's an early start.
It's an early start on a Saturday. But the good thing is, if you couldn't be bothered getting out of bed to listen to it, then just get on the 3MP app, because we're there on the front page.
Yeah, podcast. The
podcast starts at 7 in the morning, so you virtually can get it straight after the show anyway. So,
listen to it whenever you like.
But what I was going to say is that we've got every week Brett Geddes from Gippsland, so he tells it how it is. Joe Farr from the Mornington Peninsula. And Joe is out fishing.
Also tells it how it is, just in less words.
Yeah.
And with an accent.
But Joe's out 3 or 4 times a week because Blairgowrie Marina, which is where his charter boat is within his 5Ks.
Lucky man.
He is just getting so many good King George whiting down there at the moment. Like, and he said it's a really big year class. Like, they're 40+ centimetres.
He's a freak on them too. He just knows where they are.
And he's also telling us that the big calamari are down that side of the bay as well. So tune into that if you want to hear Joe. And the other one is Zach Cross country fishing charters from over in Queenscliff, telling it as it is as well.
Yeah, as we move further towards Christmas.
When during lockdown we heard how he installed a coffee machine in his boat.
That's right.
If you want to, hey Niki, you want to try starting a brand new radio show? 6 weeks in and we haven't been able to go fishing. It's been tough, but anyway, the boys are starting to fish now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
You will hear it firsthand. Niki, you were also talking about there's a little, and I'd like to find out a little bit more about this, but people talking about a bit of a drive to reduce the bag limit of yank flathead.
Yeah, it sounds like, but I didn't know they were in trouble, to be honest.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I don't know. We'd love to see a bit of science or data on it, if that is the case, I guess. So.
I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, they're seasonal, the blue spots, and, they're more a summer type fish, but I don't think they're in any trouble. I don't think they're being overfished.
No, I don't. Me personally.
Do you know anyone that actually goes out and targets flathead?
Not at the minute.
No. Apart from dusky flathead down in Gippsland.
Not since we touched
70s?
on. No, I was going to say, when you were reading out earlier in the program,
about the sand flathead.
That is going to bring the hire boat industry back massively.
Because that's what they used to
do.
Yeah,
that's right. Hire a boat, just off Morty, sit in. Who knows how you can see the bottom and catch as many as you want.
Yeah. There you go. All right, that's it for Talking Fishing. First one down for the season. We hope you enjoyed the show. Next week, we have a very special episode, a 1-hour special interview with the CEO of the Victorian Fisheries Authority. We delve into the nitty-gritty of what it's like to run fisheries in Victoria, a must-watch episode. Until we see you again next Tuesday on Talking Fishing, please stay safe on the water, and if you're lucky enough to be able to go out, enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.